It's been months, and we still have not gotten word of Netflix's plans for The Dragon Prince. Season 3 ended in November 2019. That was not so long ago, but it feels a lot longer than it is. And a major reason for that is that we have no idea whether the show is going to get a Season 4. The creators of the show don't know either, from all accounts. They've given no indication one way or the other if there is going to be a Season 4. If we have to wait an entire year for The Dragon Prince Season 4, that would pain me, but I would be fine with it. The problem is that we don't know whether there is going to be a Season 4. Thus, we're stuck in limbo. We're stuck in confusion. We don't know what's going to happen. Netflix is erratic at best and menacing at worst. We don't know its plans. It's impossible to know that network's plans. I'd like to be able to say that absolutely and definitively The Dragon Prince is going to be getting a 4th season, but I cannot say that. So what can we as a fan community do to convince Netflix to renew the show not only for a 4th season, but for a 5th, 6th, and 7th season? For one, we can rewatch the show over and over again. I know that for a lot of us, myself included, that will not be much of a problem, considering we already watch the show over and over again. But make sure to do it legally. I'm serious. I know it's tempted to use pirated files so you don't have to deal with ads. I mean, at least it's tempting to me. But make sure to watch the show legally so it counts in Netflix's algorithm. As importantly, make sure to keep this fan community alive. Create fan works based on The Dragon Prince, and convince others to watch the show. It's not always easy to convince people to watch a show they had never before heard of, especially considering the still existing bias against animation in the United States. But be persistent. Do everything in your power to make them sit down and watch at least a few episodes. The Dragon Prince is a sticky show. It leaves an impression and it drags you in. There is a significantly high possibility that those who say they are just going to sit down and watch a few episodes are going to end up being immersed by the characters and the world of The Dragon Prince. But even considering that, there is no guarantee that Netflix is going to renew the show for a 4th season and beyond. This is especially true considering Netflix's reluctance for promoting old shows, instead choosing to cancel those shows and throwing their money and resources toward newer shows. I have spent time talking about why this is a bad idea, and I suspect I will spend more time discussing the topic in the future, especially if the show is canceled, but it's not exactly like Netflix makes the most reasonable decisions. After all, they did throw nearly $200 million at Michael Bay just so he could make a forgettable action movie for them. And if that is news to you, that means that the movie has in fact been forgotten. Whereas things like The Dragon Prince, made for a fraction of the cost, are not so quickly forgotten. Animation is not cheap, but something like The Dragon Prince costs far less. It's far less of a resource dump, and it generates far higher yields than just throwing a bunch of money at Michael Bay. There was no guarantee that we were even going to get a third season, and I'm thankful that we did, but we need to fight for more. There is a non-zero possibility that Netflix is, if nothing else, trying to condense the show into less seasons, just like it did with BoJack Horseman. And even this is a problem. While I love The Dragon Prince, and while I would not be making videos about the show if I did not love it, I must admit that I have a few problems with the show, one of which is its pacing, which tends to be hit and miss. We need a full 7 seasons to give these characters and this mythology the chance to breathe. If we do not get that, we are going to end up with a show that is significantly worse because of its brevity. There are so many questions that need to be answered, so many mysteries that need to be resolved, so many character arcs that would be left awkward and incomplete if the show rushed toward its ending. So will the show do justice to the setup Ahas and his team have built, or will Netflix cancel or shorten it, leaving these dangling threads never to be resolved? They're just there, fragments of what could have been. I don't want the Dragon Prince to fall victim to that unfortunate fate. Will our heroes receive the proper endings they deserve? We can only hope. So thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can and you want to see more videos like this. Keep watching The Dragon Prince. It is a brilliant, thoughtful, evocative show that is only getting better with time, and I dearly hope it gets the time it deserves. So tune in soon for my next analysis. It will be coming soon, I promise you that. Thank you all again. Adios, comrades.